Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current and latest news. As I did say just on my video I just did most recently, a lot of things has currently updated in the media, because obviously we know investment is needed into Manchester United in the summer, and of course as I did say, it's very essential that we can get that Champions League for next season of course as well. And we've got a great chance of winning silverware this season. We've still got the FA Cup we can win, we've still got the Champions League we can win as well, and it's going to be interesting to see who Manchester United get in the last day of the Champions League. Of course, we know Manchester City are through, so it's possible, that we could get them there, them winning 10-2 on aggregate against Schalke, was it, as well. So City won against Schalke 7-0. I know Real Madrid are in it because Ajax knocked them out as well, so we know Ajax are in the last day as well. And I haven't actually, seen the current other results as well. I think Porto through, if I can remember rightly. We know obviously Tottenham as well, and they're in the last day, so I need to obviously, look at more of the the Champions League results as well. But the draw is coming up on Friday, so it's going to be interesting to see who Manchester United currently get, as I said. So obviously we know that Manchester United, that we need investment in the summer, of course, because I think since Solsjaker has took the manfulls on at Manchester United, he's got us back to being a competitive elite level football club, as I said, and I do believe we can start being up there challenging for trophies as a club, as we used to do for years under Alex Ferguson, also winning trophies under Alex Ferguson for 27 years as well. But we also know that new additions are needed to come to the club in the summer, to Manchester United, because obviously we know we do expect departures in the summer as well. So reports are coming out saying that reportedly Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has reportedly suggested out to the Manchester United board that he wants 4 summer signings, at Manchester United in the summer. So reportedly Solskjaer wants to sign 4 players, in the summer, so he's recommending 4 players to come to Manchester United in the summer, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And Solskjaer reportedly has identified, the areas, reportedly, this is allegedly, that he does want to strengthen up. So reportedly, he wants an attacking midfielder, reportedly. For me, we don't need an attacking midfielder. Allegedly, what reportedly wants a left back. For me, at left back, I think we're okay, because obviously we've got Luke Shaw at that left back position. Obviously, he's our first choice left back is Luke Shaw. He's still quite young and he's still got a lot of layers ahead of him. I know in his overall throughout his playing career, I know that he's known for having injuries as well. Luke Shaw, he suffered this problem, when he was at Southampton, but I think he's been very consistent this season at left back position, showing that he can play out from the back and all that. Luke Shaw, so his performances have been very impressive. He's also identified that we do need a right back. Well, potentially I think we may do need a right back, to be quite honest, even though Diego Dalot, he's very young. He initially can play at right back, but I think, when we have been most recently, playing Diego Dalot, we've been playing Diego Dalot in more like of an attacking position, to be quite honest with Diego Dalot, and I think he looks much better in that position, to be quite honest with. So for me, probably we do need a right back, to be quite honest, because obviously we've got Ashley Young, of course, who's 33, or is he 34 now? Obviously we've just recently signed a new 1-year extension on Ashley Young's contract term as well. So obviously by the time his current contract expires, of course, I think he'll be like 35, nearly 35 years of age, will Ashley Young as well. And Ashley Young is too old now, to be quite honest. As you have seen most recently, when Ashley Young has been playing, he's been getting exploited far too easily on that right hand flank, to be quite honest. So we know mainly he is our first choice right back, is Ashley Young, to be quite honest. And he's grown, developed over the years, and he has been an essential player over the years. Mainly he's a winger, but obviously in the last, as most recent anyway, we've operated Ashley Young as a right back as well. So either way, I still think Ashley Young is on his way out of Manchester United. And of course, as well, Antonio Valencia, he's one of the likely players that's going to leave definitely, Manchester United in the summer as well. I think definitely Valencia is on his way out of the club in the summer, because obviously he's obviously Manchester United opted against the decision, to give him that to trigger that 1-year extension on his current contract. We haven't done this, of course, as well. And Valencia is injured at the moment, with a calf injury as well. I think he's out initially for a couple of weeks as well, but he's had a couple of injuries this season. Of course, he's been here since 2009, so he's been one of the longest-serving players here, and this is 10th season now at Manchester United. Just like Young, he's been one of the longest-serving players here, but Valencia has actually been here longer than Ashley Young, because this is actually, Valencia's 10th season at Manchester United. So I think he's definitely on his way out of Manchester United in the summer. So maybe we do potentially, need a right back as well. And of course, Solskjaer has obviously, identified as well, that we potentially do need a right winger. So potentially we do need that right hand side addressing. So what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done is he's basically said he's reportedly said to the board that Manchester United he wants to sign 4 players in the summer, and reportedly he's identified the areas that he wants to. He's identified the areas as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that he wants to strengthen up, and reportedly he's gone for an attacking defensive mid, a left back, a right back, and a right winger as well in the current process. So for me, as it did currently say, we do expect departures in the summer, of course. Of course, reports are saying we're going to get around £200 million to spend in the summer, of course, as well. But as reports have just basically mentioned, I know that we do definitely, need a centre back, to be quite honest with you. But reports do say that Solsjaker will hold off paying £80 million for the new centre back. Reportedly, after reports did come out saying that reportedly Solskjaer has been given £80 million, to spend £80 million, to buy a defender. Reportedly, but reportedly now there's been a change of transfer plans, as I just updated you on the last video. As reports do say, Solskjaer will hold off, paying £80 million for a new centre back in the summer. Reportedly, it's that wing position now that is our top priority. Reportedly as well. So Solskjaer would prefer to recommend a winger to come in the summer, reportedly as well, and that's his priority. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is getting a winger to Manchester United in the summer, of course, as well. So obviously now we will not attempt to bring a central defender in the summer, of course, as well. Even though we have been linked, over the past couple of windows, we've been linked with quite a few central defenders. I've already updated you. Obviously, the main priority target, of course, has been Napoli's Koulibaly, as I said. Koulibaly, as I said, he's been one of our main priority targets, of course, but we don't know if Napoli are going to be, if Napoli are willing to do any business in the summer transfer window, because we've been linked with Koulibaly, for the past couple of windows, of course, as well. We've been linked to Koulibaly, for the past couple of windows as well. In the process, we had 3 bids turned down. Of course, the recent one was £95 million, and we know he'd addressed our defensive deficiencies, fantastically well. And obviously, we could make him the most expensive defender in world football, if we could come to an agreement to get him in the summer. We know it would cost us around at least £90 million anyway, to come to an agreement with Napoli, to get Koulibaly. But I think recent reports did say, that Koulibaly was happy. He was fully committed to Napoli, but he did say he was happy that he was attracting interest, of course, as well. And he's versatile. He's tall as well, which is very, very beneficial indeed. He's 27, I think, so he has still got a lot of years ahead of him, and he's never played in the Premier League, so it would be good for him, to experience, the Premier League as well. And of course, his performance under Maurizio Sarri good. His performance is now under Carlo Ancelotti good as well, and he's still under contract with Napoli until 2023 as well. So we do basically need a strong central defender that can have a go alongside Lindelof, Bay, or Chris Smalling and all that as well. So we definitely need a strong central there. And I think Koulibaly and Lindelof, would be a fantastic centre-back partnership, to be quite honest with him as well. So I don't know if we can come to an agreement to get him in the summer, of course, as well. But Napoli president did confirm in January they weren't willing to do any business for Koulibaly. Napoli only paid £7 million for him from Genka. Don't forget, the Senegal international as well. But we have been heavily linked with Koulibaly as well. So defensively, we do need a strong central defender, because Lindelof's performances have been very, very good this season. He's showing you that determination, that he can play out from the back and gallop forward, and he's flourishing fantastically well this season. Lindelof's playing really, really well since Smalling's recovered from injury, and obviously Solskjaer's been selecting Chris Smalling, since he's recovered from injury alongside Lindelof. I think Smalling and Lindelof, have blended in, fantastically well together, to be quite honest with you. And of course, Chris Smalling's been one long-in-serving player here. This is his 9th season now with Manchester United, as well as Chris Smalling. Of course, he's won everything here domestically in English football, as well as Chris Smalling. But since he's recovered from injury, to be fair, his performances have been very, very good. And obviously, we've got Marcus Rojo there, who's obviously good as a backup option, but he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time at Manchester United as Marcus Rojo, because he struggled with his fitness regime, struggled to get a run of games under his belt as well, Marcus Rojo. But I think he has recovered from injury now as Marcus Rojo, so I think he will be given a chance, because obviously, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did say, he will hold off, paying £80 million, for a new centre back, because obviously he wants to give him in the summer, of course, as well. But Marcus Rojo will probably, somewhere along the line, get given the as well. Not too shocking with Jones, he hasn't played recently, because obviously Phil Jones has been not injured, illness. Phil Jones, could he could possibly be in contention to play at the weekend against Wolves as well. Phil Jones, or at least could be involved with Jones. And again, he's been camping. As I still said, guys, we still need a strong centre. Sorry guys about that, the internet keeps currently going off, but as I did say, we definitely need a strong central defender, but I doubt it's going to happen, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer prefers to recommend a winger to come to Manchester United in the summer, of course, as well. But we definitely do need a strong central defender. As I did say, we do expect departures. Of course, we've still some contract renewals as well that Manchester United, of course, need to sort out as well, but it's looking likely anyway that Solskjaer is going to get the Manchester United job on a full-time basis anyway, so he's going to have a say on on our transfer plans in the summer anyway. Of course, we've obviously got a board that can invest if Solskjaer wants to bring in to Manchester United, of course, as well. But, he's done a really, really good job as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he deserves the job on a full-time basis. Since coming in as Manchester United manager, he's obviously made history in the Premier League now as a manager of Manchester United. Of course, one of his most iconic moments, of the club's history in the Champions League as well against PSG. We've won 14 out of 18 in all competitions. Only suffered one defeat in the league. 2 defeats in all competitions as well. So we've done really, really well, and I do believe Solskjaer can start winning trophies as Manchester United manager. If we can get the right players, to come into Manchester United in the summer as well. And Solskjaer, obviously at the moment, hasn't got a great managerial pedigree in terms of like winning any major honours, but I think he can start, winning trophies as Manchester United manager, and I do believe he can elevate this team forward, and he can take this team to that next level, without a shadow of a doubt. And I think he's following Alex Ferguson's philosophy. I think he's got his little own philosophy, but I think he's following Alex Ferguson's philosophy, and he has brought the glory days back to Manchester United, and he does show that inspiration. He's a good tactician. It's good to see the young players again in his trust. It's good to see he's getting the players to express themselves, get them enjoying playing football, and did say he was going to give everybody the chance, the young players, the fringe players, which is very, very good indeed, and he's getting the best out of this team as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, as well, and he's done well considering, the string of injuries we've had, considering that we didn't invest in the January transfer window as well. He has done a really, really good job as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to be quite honest with you. I think he's going to get the job on a permanent basis. I think this will be during the international break. Manchester United will come to an agreement, to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the job on a full-time basis, and obviously Manchester United themselves obviously want to announce Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's permanent boss, by the end of this month, of course, as well. Obviously, his contract is going to be a 4-year contract, as we all know, with around £30 million. I think there's plus bonuses involved as well. This is probably in terms of, if he wins any silverware, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Of course, as well, his annual salary is going to be around £7.5 million, which is obviously a year as well. So he's obviously going to be receiving half the wages than what currently Jose Mourinho was earning as well. But obviously, he's getting a big pay rise. He's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer compared to what he was on at Mold, because he was only on like £400,000 a year with Mold. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said. But as I did currently say, he did confirm his contractual situation. With Mold, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He did basically say that his current contract has expired with Mold, and this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said, because obviously he believes that he can't have 2 contracts, even though Mold did say a couple of weeks before Solskjaer went to Manchester United that they did basically say that he just agreed a new 3-year deal with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. But yeah, his contract is going to be a 4-year contract worth around £30 million, and I think there's bonuses included as well, and he does deserve it, based on his fantastic progression. I think he's done more than enough now, to get the Manchester United job on a full-time basis as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, without a shadow of a doubt, guys. And he knows everything about the club, obviously from being a great player for 11 years as a player under under Alex Ferguson. He flourished fantastically well under Alex Ferguson, won loads of trophies, including 6 titles, scored 126 goals in all competitions as well for Manchester United as well. And he knows everything about the club, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he's done an absolutely terrific job, as I said. We've beaten Tottenham away, we've beaten Chelsea away in the cup, we've beaten Arsenal away in the cup as well, beaten PSG away in the Champions League, coming back from a 2-goal deficit and making history in the Champions League as well. He's done more than enough as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, to definitely get the job at Manchester United without a shadow of a doubt indeed. So yeah, he will have his say on our transfer plans in the summer as well. There's still obviously a few contract renewals to sort out, as I've already been giving you an update on. Obviously, in terms of in relation to David De Gea, I do want to give you an update on as well. In relation to David De Gea, there's been no signs that he's come to an agreement of a new contract yet. Of course, De Gea is demanding that he wants to be the highest paid player alongside Alexis Sanchez at Manchester United. Reports coming out saying that Manchester United are not willing to meet what David De Gea is demanding, to be quite honest with you. So De Gea is demanding that he wants to be the highest paid player alongside Alexis Sanchez at the club, reportedly. After last year, De Gea, Manchester United activated a 12-month extension on De Gea's current contract, so he's still on the contract here until the summer of 2020, as well as David De Gea. But yeah, David De Gea, this is what his 7th, 8th season now, is it, at Manchester United, or something like that. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions, obviously made 100 Premier League clean sheets as well as David De Gea. And of course, he's done really, really well. And I think he's won the Club's Player of the Year 4 out of 5 seasons. He's won everything here domestically in English football as well as David De Gea. So he has grown and developed over the years, and he has been here a number of years now. So hopefully, somewhere along the line, we can come to an agreement of getting him a new contract. Solskjaer said he was still confident, that David De Gea, will obviously sign a new contract and he will commit his long-term future here at Manchester United, of course, as well. So hopefully somewhere along the line, we can come to an agreement of getting David De Gea a new contract at the club as well. Of course, as well, in terms of Marcus Rashford as well, hopefully somewhere along the line, we can come to an agreement of getting Marcus Rashford a new contract at Manchester United as well. Haven't heard much news about it lately, but he does deserve a new contract, based on his fantastic performances, because obviously he's been a United player since the age of 7. He's grown, developed, and he's flourished fantastically well. He's been in the senior squad with us here since 2016 as well as Marcus Rashford. And he has been playing a key role under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as Marcus Rashford. Of course, I think he was set to sign a new 6-year deal. This would take him under contract till 2025. Obviously, would take him under contract till 2025, and obviously would take him to the age of 27 as well. Marcus Rashford, and his current contract ends in 2020 at the moment. With an option of a further year as well. But he does deserve it based on his fantastic performances, because when he's in great form, he's like lightning. His pace is unbelievable. He gets them runs in behind fantastically, and well, he's got a lot of tenacity about his play as well, Marcus Rashford. So hopefully somewhere along the line, we can come to an agreement of getting him a new contract as well. And of course, as I did say, we do expect, departures in the summer as well. Alexis Sanchez is one of the likely players that's definitely going to leave Manchester United in the summer as well. Alexis Sanchez, because he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time here at Manchester United. He's been here just over a year. Obviously, he's out now with an knee injury, so he's out for 4 to 6 weeks as well as Alexis Sanchez. Reports have been coming out saying that Manchester United are considering, getting rid of him and sending him out on loan, because obviously it's going to be probably hard to find a buy for Alexis Sanchez, considering, the extortionate wages he's currently receiving, because obviously he's on over £500,000 a week, and obviously it's going to be hard to find a buyer, so we'll probably consider getting him out on loan, unless obviously Sanchez himself is willing to take a wage cut, to obviously force himself out of Manchester United, because obviously he's lost his place in the team initially anywhere, and he's injured now anyway, so he's out for 4 to 6 weeks. He's Sanchez, and obviously he's 30, he's lost that yard of pace, and he's nowhere near the player he was at Arsenal, to be quite honest with you. And we know mainly anywhere he hasn't been first choice, but obviously his most recent, before he got injured himself, he's been getting more of a chance, because obviously, the other string of injuries, that Manchester United have had as well. So now he's injured himself, so he's out for 4 to 6 weeks. He's had other injuries as well as Sanchez, as well, since he's been here as well, and he's only been here just over a year now. He has got currently a knee injury, and I think he's going to lose that number 7 shirt anyway. And I think, to be quite honest with you, I think someone else, should probably, fulfill that number 7 shirt, to be quite honest with it. Now, obviously, Martial's mainly been first choice over him initially. Of course, obviously before all these string of injuries came along. Martial's obviously now back anywhere from injury. So, yeah, he's been very, very consistent player for Manchester United on that left-hand side. Shows that ability to attack, score goals, create as well. I think his ratio is very, very good as well, Anthony Martial. And he does provide pace fantastically well on that left-hand side as well, does Anthony Martial. But, yeah, Sanchez is one of the likely players that's definitely going to leave in the summer. Of course, Romelu Lukaku, to be quite honest with you, there's been rumours about Manchester United, could get rid of Romelu Lukaku in the summer as well. For me, I think Lukaku's been really, really good for Manchester United, especially recently. And since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in at Manchester United, to be quite fair, I think Lukaku's form's really, really improved. I think his form's been rejuvenated. You can see most recently, he's been absolutely in fantastic form. Obviously before the Arsenal game, he scored 6 goals in his last 3 games. Lukaku scoring 2 goals in each of them as well. So he's been in really, really good form as Romelu Lukaku, to quite honest. And I think he looks better when he's alongside Marcus Rashford up front, to be quite honest with you. Lukaku, I think he's better when he's got support. Lukaku, he looks more effective, he performs better, he gets more runs in behind, he gets more involved, but he's not reliable, when he's actually, playing on his own up front, Romelu Lukaku, to be quite honest with you. But to be quite honest with you, he's still got a very, very good pedigree in the Premier League overall. He scored loads and loads of goals in the Premier League. He scored 27 goals with Manchester United in his first season as well, in all competitions as well. There has still been reports going out saying that Manchester United could get rid of Lukaku in the summer, and if we do, obviously we'll try and recruit the initial £75 million we've paid for him, of course, as well. And I think it's indicated that he would prefer the move to Juventus, of course, if Manchester United do decide to get rid of Lukaku in the summer as well. But I think him and Rashford, look good as a partnership. Mainly Lukaku had lost his place in the starting 11, but obviously considering the string of injuries we've obviously received as most recently, Lukaku has been given more of an opportunity, and he has impressed, to be quite honest with you, as Ronaldo. I think him and Rashford, together, look very, very good together. Indeed, Lukaku has obviously, still got a lot of years ahead of him, as I said. Lukaku has still got a lot of years ahead of him, as I currently said, as well. But yeah, I do really, really like him. He's still a very, very good player and he can finish. But he just bottles it. He just seems to bottle it against the big teams, to be quite honest with you as well. But yeah, I do expect departure in the summer. And of course, in relation to the likes of Fred and that, for me, I don't know if Fred's a long-term solution, to be quite honest with you. I think he's failed to really make an impact. Obviously, he's lacked game time anyway. He's been involved a bit more most recent because obviously, we've had them string of injuries in that midfield. But for me, I don't know if Fred is a long-term solution, to be quite honest with you. I have been very, very impressed with Andres Pereira as well. When he has been playing, he has made an impact as Andres Pereira. It's good news that we've triggered a one-year extension on his clause as well. So he's been activated by a further 12 months as well, which is very, very good news. And he's still young. He's only 23 years of age. Of course, he's Andres Pereira. I think he's still got strong reservations about his game time now anyway, but I still think he'll sort of still get an opportunity, of course, as well, Andres Pereira. But yeah, he's proven himself fantastically well. He had a good game against Southampton as well, did Andres Pereira. When he was on his loan spells with Granada and Valencia, he was obviously playing more regularly in the team, of course, was Andres Pereira as well. So he's still got strong reservations about his game time, but I think we're still keen on trying to get him a new long-term contract as well. But we have triggered a 12-month extension on his current clause as well, which is very, very good indeed. But other rumours, as I want to update you on currently, what have been going on in terms of, the players, Manchester United, of course, have been linked with, as I have been giving you an update on. As I updated you earlier on of what Solsjaker said, he's holding off paying £80 million for a new centre-back in the summer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer reportedly has been given £80 million to buy a defender, but reportedly Solskjaer has recommended that he prefers to recommend a winner to come into Manchester United in the summer as well. So that is now our priority. That is now our top priority. Reportedly is getting a winger to Manchester United in the summer as well. As I did say, Solskjaer has identified the areas we need to strengthen up. He's negotiated with the Manchester United board about this and all that, and he wants to bring 4 players to Manchester United in the summer, reportedly. So names that have been mentioned, we know that Jadon Sancho has obviously been mentioned as well, and he's been heavily linked with a move to Old Trafford as Jadon Sancho. And I have been hearing the narrative in the last 3 or 4 weeks about Jadon Sancho. Reports are coming out saying that regardless of what Manchester United offer, Borussia Dortmund still may want to keep Jadon Sancho, even if Man United are willing to pay 80 million or 100 million, because according to the Borussia Dortmund sporting director, he has actually come out and he's basically said he's confident that Jadon Sancho will stay at Borussia Dortmund for next season. Manchester United have identified him as a summer tag, because obviously now that wing position is our top priority, and it's unlikely we'll go for a central defender now in the summer, of course. So we're in search for a winger, as I said, we're in search for a white winner, of course, as well. But Jadon Sancho, of course, is mainly a winner anyway. That's where he deploys on the wing as well. Very, very young, only 18 years of age, Jadon Sancho. He only broke into the England first team last year as well, did Jadon Sancho. He only broke into the England senior team last year as well, did Jadon Sancho. But since he's broke into the first team with Borussia Dortmund, reportedly his performances have been very, very good indeed of Jadon Sancho's. Reports did say Manchester United were willing to pay up to £100 million reportedly for Jadon Sancho, reportedly. So this potentially means this would make him the most expensive English footballer ever, and obviously make him our most expensive signing as well, because at the moment our most expensive signing, of course, is Paul Pogba as well for £89 million. But Jadon Sancho himself has obviously had experience of playing in English football, because he did obviously serve a couple of years with Manchester City, as we all currently know. He never broke into the first team with Manchester City, and at that point Manchester United were linked with Jadon Sancho, but we never got him in the process. And the main reason he left Manchester City, because obviously City couldn't guarantee him to get into the first team, of course, as well. And he actually began his youth career with Watford, did Jadon Sancho. I think it did say PSG would interest him as well. He has now got a contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2022 as Jadon Sancho as well. And Borussia Dortmund only paid £8 million for him from Manchester City, of course, as well. So financially, if Borussia Dortmund were willing to accept our 80 or £100 million offer for him in the summer. Financially, Borussia Dortmund did make a huge profit on the player because Borussia Dortmund have been known for doing business with the players. You know, they did it with Aubameyang. They sold him 58, 59 million. You know, they sold Ousmane Dembele. He was young for 105, 106 million pounds as well. So they have been known for doing business with their players, but we know he's not going to come cheap as Jadon Sancho. And I think City do have a buyback option on the player because City did insert a buyback clause in his current contract as well. So do you think do you think Jadon Sancho is the long-term solution, you know, to our current problems? And I think he'd complement our team very well, and I think he'd be a good addition to our team, and his performances for Borussia Dortmund have been very good indeed as well, and he's got absolutely immense talent, as I said. So yeah, we'll see what happens in relation to that as well. But I think Solskjaer wants to, you know, bring Jadon Sancho to Manchester United in the summer. Of course, as I updated you, we know that Douglas Costa has also been mentioned as well in the media. Solskjaer has been monitoring an interest in Douglas Costa as well. I think last year there was rumours going on about that reportedly reportedly Manchester United had reportedly put around £54 million bid in for Douglas Costa. Allegedly, reportedly this £54 million bid had reportedly been turned down by Juventus, reportedly, you know, for Douglas Costa. But Manchester United have been interesting reports coming out of Rabat saying that it could be available for £53 million in the summer, Douglas Costa, because I think he's fallen down the pecking order, you know, with Juventus this season, obviously due to the arrival of Cristiano Ronaldo. I think Douglas Costa has found game time very difficult. I don't know if I'd like him at Manchester United. He is 28 now. He is aging up a little bit. He has got good physical attributes. I think he is a good talented player. You know, he can cross balls, he can dribble as well, and he has got some good physical attributes, and he can be very distinctive in his play, can Douglas Costa. But there has been reports saying that Juventus, you know, could sanction Douglas Costa off in the summer. Of course, he's had a really good playing career as Douglas Costa. You know, he has won trophies. You know, he won 5. You know, he won trophies. You know, when he was Shakhtar Donetsk player. You know, he had 5 good years with Shakhtar Donetsk. You know, had a good couple of years there with you know, Bayern Munich as well. Won a couple of trophies there, and I think he won trophies in his first season with Juventus as well. But obviously, he was initially on loan with Juventus in his first season. But last summer, Juventus paid £36 million to Bayern Munich. You know, to obviously, you know, make the deal permanent as well. So there has been talks of Douglas Costa. He's 28. He's got good physical attributes. He's a Brazilian as well. So he's also been mentioned as well as Douglas Costa. We know, of course, Manchester United as well are keeping tracks on Joel Felix as well. You know, that player I've been giving you an update on regularly. You know, Joel Felix, again, young in his prime, very young, only 19 years of age. I think it'd take a bid in the excess of around 100 or 105 million, you know, to get Joel Felix in the summer. Joel Felix, you know, to be quite honest, I think since he broke into Benfica first team last year, reportedly his performances have been very impressive. Reportedly, there was a narrative going on about it back in the January transfer window that Manchester United had reportedly showed an interest in Joel Felix, but I think his buyout clause is around 105 million pounds or something like that. He's mainly a winner, but I think he can operate in other positions as well, and he's yet to make his senior debut for Portugal as well, Joel Felix, as I currently said. So he's been a potentially another target for Manchester United. Of course, we know Coutinho's been mentioned as well in the last couple of days as well. You know, Philippe Coutinho. I don't think he's on one of our priorities. Is Philippe Coutinho. So I don't think Manchester United are keen on signing Philippe Coutinho, because essentially it mainly is an attacking midfielder. It can actually play as a winger as well, can Coutinho, but I don't think Manchester United are keen on signing, because I don't even think we need an attacking midfielder, even though it allegedly said, Solsjaer said to the board he wants 4 signings in the summer, but he's actually identified one of the areas he wants to strengthen up is an attacking midfielder. We don't really need an attacking midfielder, we need a defensive midfielder, of course, that's fast and tenacious as well. But Philippe Coutinho has been mentioned in the media, because reports did say there has been some kind of contact, you know, with the representatives and all that, and reportedly Coutinho himself has been, he's spoken to some of our players, you know, regarding potential move to Old Trafford in the summer. Reportedly it would cost around £100 million reportedly as well, you know, for Philippe Coutinho. And there was narrative going on about in the January window, you know, that Manchester United, of course, were interested in Philippe Coutinho reportedly as well, because he's enjoyed a very difficult time, you know, with Barcelona, you know, Philippe Coutinho, because he's been there just over a year, of course. This is what his 14th month now. I think he's been at Barcelona 14 months, and he's really struggled. So he's been very inconsistent, and he's struggled to hit a run of form because he has been lacking game time as well as Coutinho. He is a really good player, you know, because he proved it when he had 5 great years with Liverpool. So he is proven in the Premier League as well, because he did have 5 great years with Liverpool. Barcelona paid £142 million for him or something like that, you know, from Liverpool back in January of last year, of course, as well. So he has been at Barcelona, you know, just over a year. I think he's still got a long contract with Barcelona Barcelona as well as Philippe Coutinho. But there has been speculation that he could possibly leave Barcelona in the summer. Reports do say he would be interested in coming to Manchester United. He would be interested in making a return back to the Premier League. Reports do say. But reported Liverpool, allegedly it did say Liverpool would lose millions in clauses if Coutinho was to leave Barcelona. He was to, to come to Manchester United or whatever. Or something like that as well. So we know there has been, rumours going on about that as well. And there's been other names, that Manchester United, of course, have been interesting as well, as I have been giving you an update on as well. As I did say, big game coming up against Wolves at the weekend, as we all know, in the FA Cup quarter-finals. As I did say, hopefully Solskjaer's hopeful that Herrera can make it, he can return, for the Wolves game as well, under Herrera, because obviously he's been out with a hamstring injury. So obviously this will now mean Solskjaer, if Herrera can come back in, he will go with the midfield trio of obviously Herrera, Matthew and Pogba, which Solskjaer's been mainly going with, of course, mainly anywhere. But obviously he had to stop going with that because obviously, with the injuries, we suffered and all that as well. But obviously now players are starting to come back from injury, and now if Herrera can return on Saturday, he'll obviously go with Herrera, Matthew and Pogba in the midfield as well. Lingard's still out injured, got a hamstring injury, so possibly I hope to God that Lingard can feature at the weekend as well, or at least be involved if he can't start. And Juan Mata, of course, is still out with a hamstring injury as well. And yeah, so the preview will be coming up for the Wolves Manchester United game probably tomorrow sometime. And of course as well, another player I think is going to leave in the summer is definitely Matteo Darmian. He's going to leave Manchester United in the summer as well, without a shadow of a doubt. So the main part of this video is to give you an update on that. Solskjaer has informed the Manchester United board that he wants 4 signings in the summer. Solskjaer has identified, the areas that he feels as though that does need strengthening up. He says we need a right back, we need a left back. For me, I don't think we need a left back. Right back, we maybe do need a right back, to be quite honest, because Diego Dalot, he's young, he can operate at right back, but I think he looks more better in an advanced role, does Diego Dalot, so I think he looks more better attackively, does Diego Dalot. We definitely need a right winger, which is also pinpointed, he's pinpointed out as well, Solskjaer, and I think we need a centre defensive midfielder. That's what I think we need. Solskjaer thinks we need an attacking mid, allegedly, and I think we need a defensive mid. I think we don't need an attacking mid, we need a centre defensive midfielder, of course, as well. So he has pinpointed some areas where he feels as though, we need to strengthen up, but he said allegedly, according to the press, as I currently said. But yeah, hopefully, we can get a result against Wolves at the weekend, of course, as well, because we know, as I already said to you numerous times, Wolves are in really, really good form. The record against the big teams has been very, very good this season, so we have got to be up to the task, as I currently said. Of course, against Arsenal, I know we lost the game. Obviously, we had 7 players out for the Arsenal game as well, so hopefully we don't lose that momentum. We can get back to winning ways against Wolves as well, which is very, very important.